name is Mr. Sherlock Holmes.
Was that him?
My mother, she wonders if you have brought your famous hat.
The deer stalker. I've never worn one.
And a pipe.
I prefer a cigar.
Sir Ian, thank you for joining us.
Pleasure.
Sherlock Holmes holds the Guinness record for the most portrayed character in film.
In film, really?
Yes. Now, with this in mind, how do you interpret this character? Do you try to create your own interpretation, or do you draw from others for the sake of consistency?
Well, I'll let you into a secret. The reason that I, having done 3 Lord of the Rings movies, I made 3 more Middle-earth movies, The Hobbit, was because I didn't want anybody else to play Gandalf. Although there had already been Gandalfs on the radio and in the animated version. Mm-hmm. But too late with Sherlock. I mean, there's a long line of us.
If I ever write a story myself, it will be to correct the myriad misconceptions created by his imaginative license.
Murder.
But I don't feel I'm trampling over other people's territory, or, frankly, that I have anything really to learn from their performances, because our Sherlock is quite separate from the rest. The conceit of this film is that Sherlock Holmes isn't a character, isn't the myth that we all understand, but he's a real person. He lived.
Did you do the thing?
I take comfort from that, because he was alive in 1947 in our film, living with his bees in retirement, with Laura Linney, his housekeeper, and little boy Roger, who helps him solve his last mystery, at a time when I was alive. I was alive in 1947. I could have been that little boy. So that was the appeal, really, that Sherlock Holmes, all the familiarity, that actually this was an original character, one that nobody else had ever played. So I could just relax and get on with it.
Okay, how do you do that with Shakespearean's characters?
Shakespeare?
Yeah, because also they're played by so many different.
Well, I know.
Do you
but
create your own?
The comfort when you come to play King Lear, which is the most difficult part I've ever had to tackle, is that other actors before you have had successes in it. In other words, it's a good part.
Get governor between the dragon and his wrath. I loved her most. Hence, avoid my sight!
Don't try and be like them. No, but bring to the part what you understand of it, with the help of the director and the other actors. And for audiences who know the play well and have seen it before, there'll be something new for them to discover. And there's always something new to discover in the great plays, the great texts. But you can't start worrying about what anybody else did. And don't try and copy what everybody else did, because your job is to bring yourself to the situation.
You started your career in theater and you thrived there, and then suddenly we see you on these big blockbusters, Hollywood blockbusters.
What's suddenly?
With the Gandalf and the Lord of the Rings and Magneto and X-Men. How does that compare to your work with Shakespearean theater?
The deciding point for me as to whether I should try and play a part or not is what is the script like? Is this a screenplay I would like to see on the screen, or a play I would like to see on the stage? If the answer is no, I don't bother with it. If the answer is yes, then what is the part? Can I play it? Have I played it before? And if I've played it before, well, frankly, I'm not that interested. But something new, something different, that's the challenge.
Keep your forked tongue behind your teeth. I have not passed so far in death to bandy crooked words with a witless worm.
What connects Gandalf and Magneto and Richard III and Macbeth, that I've played on television with Judi Dench, and Mr. Holmes, is not that they're all the same, but they have one thing in common, which is a very, 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 very good script. And that's the starting point. Don't make a movie unless the script's good. And the fact that they're all different styles, of course, makes it more fun.
You know this plastic prison of theirs won't hold me forever. The war is still coming, Charles, and I intend to fight it. By any means necessary. And I will always...
You know, I heard once Patrick Stewart, your friend,
Yes.
saying that you suggested to him not to go to Hollywood when he got the job for Star Trek. Would you make the same advice now?
Well, of course, I hadn't read the scripts, and he had, and he'd already got excited about the possibilities of those first generation, or was it the second generation, Star Trek. So, what I was worried about on his behalf is that he would cut himself off by going to live in Hollywood for 7 years, possibly, from the sort of work he'd been doing up to that point in the classical theatre in the UK. Well, what's happened, of course, is that his Star Trek success has enhanced his career on stage, and next year we're going to do No Man's Land by Harold Pinter in the West End together. So, you know, Hollywood comes, but Hollywood goes, and careers go on.
Sir Ian, thank you very much.